Welcome to this week's episode of Welcome to the Sun with myself, Colin. We are in our beautiful office in Zenia. Today I have a guest, Luke.
Hi, thanks for having me, Colin. I'm from a place in the sun. Great to be here.
Thank you very much for joining us. I'm sure you're very busy. First question is, Luke, can I get one of them t-shirts?
You certainly can. Yeah, I'll give you one after.
I've got to have one. So today we're going to talk about anybody who requires a mortgage. We get a lot of questions from potential buyers who are a little bit confused potentially about the Spanish mortgage market. There's nothing to be scared of. There's some very simple procedures we need to follow. So I've got Luke here, hopefully, to answer a few questions. Yep. So Luke, first off, if anybody is looking to buy from the UK, can they get a mortgage in Spain?
Yeah, absolutely. There's some procedures to buying in Spain, and a mortgage you can certainly get. So talking to the right brokers, you can certainly get a good deal.
Okay. So would that typically be then with a Spanish bank, or would somebody go to the UK, or really do they have to come to a Spanish bank for a Spanish mortgage?
Yeah, the best way is to actually go to a Spanish bank. A broker can direct you in the best way with what Spanish bank to work with. But of course, using a good broker to buy a property in Spain via a mortgage, you know, they'll be the ones to tell you exactly what the pricing is and what deal you're going to get. So yeah, definitely via the Bank of Spain.
Okay, excellent. So from a lending perspective then, we might be used to lending a certain amount in the UK. Does that change much in Spain if we're not a resident in the country?
Yeah, so typically it's about 60 to 70% that you can actually get lended to you. So of course it does change. There are different brackets and hierarchies if you're buying an investment, but of course speaking to the right broker in Spain who'll be able to guide you throughout the whole process and of course let you know exactly what you can lend.
Okay, so reading from that then, if anybody's thinking about a mortgage, they really need to be thinking about they need a minimum of 30 to 40% of the actual purchase price of the property.
Absolutely, as a deposit, yes.
Okay, so that's a great starting point for anybody.
It is, absolutely, yes.
Just one thing I would add on to that as well is from a buying cost perspective, very different subject, but what you can't do, my understanding is, when you have your buying costs, such as your transfer taxes or your lawyer's fees,
yes,
you also can't add those to your mortgage.
No, you can't, absolutely not.
Okay, so again, as a potential buyer, possibly look at maybe having between 40 and 50% of the purchase price. So if you're looking at a property of 200,000 euros, you're probably going to need somewhere around 100,000.
I think so, that would be very safe, yeah, absolutely.
Perfect. Better to be safe than sorry.
100%, yeah.
Okay, so that sounds great. I don't know where to start. How long does all this take then? How long would it take me from start to finish?
So basically, the whole process you can start within 2 or 3 weeks, okay? And of course, depending on what you're buying, where you're buying, the different tax brackets, etc. Of course, the actual broker that you're dealing with, they'll be able to guide you through the whole process to let you know. But 2 to 3 weeks, that can get the whole process started.
Okay. And if I was thinking now about coming from the UK to start a property search, can I get some kind of pre-decision as to, so I know confidently what I'm playing with budget-wise? Can I get in contact and say, can you pre-authorise me a certain amount? Does that actually happen here? Yeah,
you can get a valuation. Of course, you need to understand what you're buying and where you're buying and how much money you're playing with. But of course, once you advise what you've got, if it's 30 to 40 grand, of course, the actual broker will contact the Bank of Spain. They'll get the best deals from all the Spanish banks, and then they'll actually let you know what you can and can't go for.
Okay, that's perfect, Luke. I think that's covered absolutely everything. I think that's given everybody some great tips into what to actually do. One thing I would say as an agent is my advice to anybody who thinks they might need a mortgage, or indeed knows for definite they'll need a mortgage to afford what they may want, is get that process before you actually start looking at properties. We would much rather put you in a position where you're going as a strong buyer, so any offer that you make, you're confident that you've actually got those funds behind you before you even start the journey.
100%.
Luke, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thanks, Colin. Cheers.
Thank you.